Good afternoon. It's Friday, May 22nd. I'm Mai Rodriguez. For your Midday Report, we'll be giving you the story shaping the nation at this hour. Let's get you up to speed. Senator Robin Padilla denies helping Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa to escape and evade arrest. The National Bureau of Investigation says there's no stopping the arrest of Senator Bato, now branded a fugitive by the government. Judges of the International Criminal Court reject former President Rodrigo Duterte's appeal on the confirmation of his charges. And in sports, tennis star Alex Eala set to face American rising star Iva Jovic at the French Open. New information is surfacing in connection with last week's Senate shooting, raising questions on what certain officials may have known ahead of the incident. Reports are now circulating that Senator Robin Padilla could have had prior knowledge of what's about to happen and that his staff were asked to sign NDAs. Let's get more details. Hannah T is joining us live from Quezon City. Hannah, what are you hearing?
Senator Robin Padilla's camp is strongly denying allegations that his office made staff members sign a non-disclosure agreement or NDAs following reports linking his camp to Senator Bato de la Rosa's exit in the Senate following the shooting incident last week. An information obtained by BNC claimed that staff members of Padilla were allegedly asked to sign NDAs to keep quiet about the May 13 shooting inside the Senate. The same information also claimed that a petty cash request was allegedly made to buy a first aid kit, supposedly because of a feared shooting incident later that evening. But Padilla's chief of staff, attorney Rudolph Philip Jurado, flatly denied both claims. In a message to BNC, Jurado said the alleged NDA was not true, while also insisting that he never asked their finance office for petty cash to buy a first aid kit. The denial comes as Senator Robin Padilla himself released a statement insisting that he and Senator Bato de la Rosa did not escape from the Senate. Padilla said there were police officers, security personnel, and CCTV cameras in and out of the Senate, making it impossible for them to secretly flee the complex. The senator admitted he stayed inside the Senate for 3 days to accompany de la Rosa as tensions inside the chamber grew amid the impeachment developments against Vice President Sara Duterte and the possibility of de la Rosa's arrest. He further claimed that de la Rosa was more concerned about the safety of senators, media personnel, and people outside the Senate than about himself. Mai?
Hannah, where was Jurado after the shooting?
Mai Jurado said he left the Senate premises at around 9 p.m. right after some members of the Senate media were actually allowed to go out of the Senate premises, and he claimed that he was even interviewed by some of us before he left the Senate complex. Jurado also said that he asked permission from Senator Robin Padilla to send their staff home before 7 p.m. out of fear that another lockdown might actually happen before the shooting incident. Mai?
Hana, alam natin pinaghahanap ngayon si Senator Bato. Saan daw bumaba si Senator Bato de la Rosa noong sumakay siya doon sa sasakyan ni Senator Robin Padilla?
According to Padilla himself, nagsabi raw itong si De La Rosa sa kanya na sasabay siya lumabas kay Padilla palabas nung Senate premises bandang 2:30 a.m. Wala raw nagawa itong si Padilla kaya sinama niya itong si De La Rosa sa sasakyan at ibinaba sa Makati kung saan nag-aabang daw ang isa namang sasakyan na mismong pagmamayari na ni De La Rosa. Hindi na raw tinanong pa ni Padilla kung saan papunta itong senador at umalis na rin ito agad nang ma-drop nga itong si Senator Bato sa Makati. Back to you, Mai.
Finally, Hana, umuugong pa ba yung balitang may napipitong kudeta na naman sa Senado? Especially this weekend, ano ang aabangan natin? Alam natin, very precarious yung numbers nila, no? 12 to 11 as it is, tama ba?
Yes, Mai, dahil wala na nga si Senator Bato de la Rosa sa Senate premises, sabi ni Senator Erwin Tulfo kahapon sa atin, manipis yung numero ng Senate majority ngayon at tila tempting ito para sa isang Senate coup d'etat na naman. Dahil 11 nga itong Senate minority, patuloy at ongoing daw ang usapang Senate coup or change of leadership. Kahit about 1 or 2 weeks ago lang nagkaroon ng palit liderato at nag-upo nga kay Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano sa pwesto. Mai?
Okay, abangan yan sa Monday. Alam ko maraming magaganap. Maraming salamat, Hanati, nag-uulat. Be man enough to face the charges. That's the challenge from constitutional lawyer Howard Calleja to Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, who is now on the run with an ICC arrest warrant hanging over his head. On BNC's abogado, Calleja said that to save the Senate's credibility, De La Rosa should not hide but face the music.
Number one, I think I suggest that the Senate leadership really looks into itself. Do they really have the leadership for the Senate to regain its past glory? So maybe a new Senate leadership should be on the table. Number one. Number two, as already stated a while ago, the acting sergeant at arms, hindi yung acting senators, the acting sergeant at arms should already resign. Clearly, he already said that he was the one who first made the shots fired, and then yun nga, shoot me or attack me. So I think it is incumbent upon him to already resign. And to Senator Bato, who is really at the center and maybe yung sinabi natin na punot dulo ng rason na ito. The most gentleman and the honorable thing for him to do is to follow similar senators who have warrants of arrest or have other problems before.
Attorney Calleja also points out that if an institution sworn to uphold the law shields one of its own and bans its own rules, then there can be no real justice. The National Bureau of Investigation now ready to arrest Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa after the Supreme Court denied his petition for a TRO to stop authorities from implementing the ICC's arrest warrant against him. Andrea Salve is live from the NBI headquarters. Andrea, what's the latest?
NBI Director Melvin Matibag says there is now nothing preventing authorities from enforcing the ICC warrant of arrest against Senator Bato de la Rosa. This comes after the Justice Department announced that the warrant is now enforceable following the Supreme Court's resolution denying de la Rosa's petition for a temporary restraining order that sought to stop law enforcers from carrying out his arrest. Matibag said the main challenge now is determining de la Rosa's whereabouts, adding that authorities have no specific timeline for locating him. He also revealed that investigators have been backtracking how the senator left the Senate premises Thursday morning. So far, authorities have not monitored any official record of De La Rosa leaving the country.
If there's an ongoing actions that we are undertaking, of course, there's a dedicated teams to look after him. And we will arrest him. Basta nakita namin siya. The challenge is he's from the law enforcement, so he knows how law enforcement think and move. No? But of course, eventually, yung mga ganyang bagay naman, you can never escape the long arm of the law. So mahanap at mahanap ka.
Asked whether an Interpol red notice has already been issued against the senator, Matibag declined to comment and referred questions to the Justice Department. The NBI director also maintained that the warrant must be served personally. This was in response to an earlier statement by De La Rosa's legal counsel, Attorney Jimmy Bondoc, who argued that lawyers should also be allowed to receive the warrant on behalf of their clients.
Ngayon lang ako nakarinig ng ganun. Unless yung abogado, siya yung aarestuhin at willing magpakulong, pwede yun. Pero no, because the warrant should be served personally. That is under the rules of court.
Once De La Rosa is arrested, Matibag said the senator will be turned over to the Justice Department for proper disposition. The NBI remains confident that De La Rosa will eventually be located and apprehended. Matibag also urged the public to immediately coordinate with authorities should they have information regarding his whereabouts. Mai.
Andrea, so the warrant should be personally be served to Senator Bato de la Rosa, no? Kasi marami ang nalito doon sa sinabi nga ni Attorney Jimmy Bondoc na pwede namang idaan doon sa abogado. Pero malinaw ngayon na hindi pala ito pwede.
Yan ang nilinaw kanina ni Director Matibag, Mai, na ang personal daw kasi yung mga arrest warrant. At baka nagkalito lang sa between subpoena and arrest warrant kasi yung subpoena pwedeng yung lawyer lang yung humarap or pwedeng yung lawyer yung tumanggap. Pero sa mga arrest warrant daw, dapat personally ay sineserve daw doon sa subject ng dokumento. Mai.
Okay, ito naman, ang sabi ng PNP, it will complete its mission without any political considerations. So kumbaga, wala na, there's no barring authorities from arresting Senator Bato.
Yes, Mai. Yan din naman ang sinabi ang tiniyak ni NBI Director Matibag na they will arrest him without delay and whether he likes it or not. Mai.
Finally, Andrea, ang last information ng Philippine authorities, nandito pa sa bansa si Senator Bato de la Rosa.
Yes, Mai, yan din ang pinagbabasehan ni Director Matibag, ang records from the Bureau of Immigration stating na wala pang any official record of the senator leaving the country. Mai.
Maraming salamat, Andrea Salve, nag-uulat mula sa NBI sa Pasay City. MMDA General Manager and former PNP Chief Nicolas Torre III is ready to assist in the manhunt for Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa if ordered by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. He says he remains part of government operations and could be tapped for enforcement duties if needed. To recall, Torres successfully led the arrest of former President Rodrigo Duterte, who is now detained in The Hague in the Netherlands, as well as Pastor Apollo Kibuloy, who faces multiple charges including sexual misconduct, child abuse, and human trafficking in both the Philippines and the United States. Senators who aided the escape of Senator Bato de la Rosa must be held accountable. That's the call of some lawmakers at the House of Representatives. May live report si Isaiah Mirafuentes mula sa Batasang Pambansa. Isaiah, mas maingay na ngayon ang panawagan na pati daw si Senator Robin Padilla ay dapat kasuhan especially after CCTV footage showed that kasama siya noong lumabas si Senator Bato from the Senate noong Huwebes.
Yes, may tama ka dyan. No? At ito nga mga mambabatas nito, sinasabi nila na hindi lang ang mga senador raw ang may pakialam sa naging kautusan ng Department of Justice na dapat nang arestuhin si Senator Bato de la Rosa dahil ang mga mambabatas mula dito sa Kamara ay may kanya-kanya ring reaksyon. Hindi lang raw dapat si Senator Bato de la Rosa ang managot, kundi dapat rin isama si Senator Robin Padilla. Ayon yan kay Akbayan Party List Representative Percy Valsindania.
Dapat mapanagot yung mga kasabwat sa pagpapatakas kay Bato. Kasi sabi ni Sen Robin, hindi niya tinakas si Bato. Pero inamin niya, nakasama niya sa kanyang getaway vehicle. Kung sino pa yung artista, siya pa yung tsakang acting. Kaya si Robin talagang confirm na kasabwat talaga.
Anya, the long wait is over. Huli man raw at magaling, dapat mahabol pa rin si Senator Bato. Dagdag pa ni Sendanya, matutupad na ang wish ni Senator Bato noon na makasama ang kanyang tatay Digong, pero hindi dito sa Pilipinas, pero sa The Hague. Tila napahiya rin raw ang mga Duterte alay sa desisyon ng DOJ at patunay na kailanman hindi na kailangang hintayin ng local court para maglabas ng arrest warrant. Bumuelta naman si Kabataan Party List Representative Reneco sa motion for reconsideration na plano ng kampo ni Senator Bato. Aniya, nakakahiya na raw ito sa mga nabiktima ng war on drugs na hindi man lang nabigyan ng pagkakataong ipagtanggol ang kanilang mga sarili. May hanggang sa mga oras na ito, patuloy pa rin tayong kumakalap ng mga opinyon mula naman doon sa mga kilalang Duterte allies mula dito sa House of Representatives. Pero base May dun sa mga nakausap nating mga mambabatas, iisa ang kanilang panawagan. dapat nang kumilos ang law enforcement at hanapin na si Senator Bato de la Rosa. Mai.
Ay sa'yo, may reaksyon or comment ba sila doon sa mga nagsasabi, yung mga legal stalwarts and even former justices na pwede daw ang citizen's arrest dito sa kaso ni Senator Bato de la Rosa?
May ang sinasabi sa atin ng mga kongresista mula dito sa Kamara, napakaraming pulisya na nagkalat sa buong Pilipinas, maraming mga law enforcement group at dapat sila yung kumilos para daw hanapin si Senator Bato de la Rosa. Nabanggit rin nga sa atin kanina ni Representative Reneco na nagtataka raw siya na kung bakit raw kapag mga aktivista, ang mga mayroong arrest warrant ay kinabukasan ay dumarating daw agad ang mga law enforcement group dun sa bahay nung mga aarestohin nila. At yun ang panawagan ng mga kongresista dito na dapat agad-agad mahanap si Senator Bato dahil naniniwala rin sila na may kakayahan naman ang justice system maging ang Pilipinas na agarang mahanap ang senador. Mai.
Maraming salamat, Isaiah Mirafuentes, live mula sa Batasang Pambansa. Former Senate President Franklin Drilon is not mincing words, calling for the resignation of suspended Acting Sergeant-at-Arms Mau Aplasca following last week's chaos at the Senate. On BNC's Abogado, Drilon pointed out that in his 24 years in the Senate, they quarreled over many things, but shots were never fired. After the fiasco, Drilon also doubts that the chamber can ever recover from the prestige it once held under the legal giants of old.
It is really embarrassing, and I don't know if the Senate can ever recover the prestige that it used to have during the time of Claro Recto and all the legal giants in our history. This is embarrassing, and the Senate leadership should be very conscious of how to restore the confidence of the people in a Senate whose prestige has been really muddled, has been affected, has deteriorated as a result of this episode.
A former congressman says July 6 is too long to begin the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte. On BNC's The Spokes, former Surigao del Norte Representative Ace Barber said the summons stage simply involves the presentation of evidence and witnesses, which should not require prolonged delays before pre-trial begins.
Yung July 6 ba, is that a reasonable time for you para umpisa na yung hearing?
My personal opinion, it's not forthwith. Sa akin kasi I think ngayong first week of June, yung writ of summons that was sent to the Vice President, 10 days plus yung sa prosecution, 5 days.
Yes, 15 days.
15 days. Dapat right after nan, yung pre-trial, would it take weeks ba to conduct a pre-trial? Di ba papakita mo lang yung mga ebidensya mo, yung mga witnesses mo, sinasabi mo kung sino yung mga yan.
Yes.
So I guess, dapat wag nang umabot ng ganong katagal.
There is still hope for a guilty verdict in the Vice President's impeachment trial. Speaking on BNC's memo, Professor Paulo Tamase of the UP College of Law said that senator judges can still change their minds based on the pieces of evidence that will be presented.
Nakita lang naman po natin na yung ebidensya mula nung prosecution or mula sa prosecution dahil doon sa House of Representatives Committee on Justice Hearings. So kung yun lamang po yung pagbabatayan natin, mukhang malakas po yung kaso. Ang tanong na lang po ngayon, at I think yung sinusubaybayan talaga natin sa trial, ay yung depensa ni Vice President Duterte. At mahalaga po na ikonteksto yung impeachment trial na magaganap bilang hindi lamang isang mekanismo ng pananagutan or accountability mechanism, mekanismo din po ito ng katotohanan or truth-telling proceeding din po siya sa kasaysayan natin. So bagaman numbers game at the end of the day, itong proseso na ito bilang political siya na proseso, kinikilala natin na in the past, yung minorya, mayorya, kaalyado, di kaalyado, na hatian sa simula ng trial ay nag-iiba.
There are concerns that there won't be enough votes to convict the Vice President because newly installed Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano and the new majority bloc are known allies of VP Sara. Up next, we'll get the fuel price projections for next week. Stay tuned. Midday Report. We'll be right back. You're watching Midday Report. The DPWH leadership may have changed, but the flood control scandal was not even properly exposed. That's the sentiment of Congressman Leandro Leviste, who says he plans to file cases against the DPWH in the coming weeks. Nasa linya si Ryan Reloban para sa detalye. Ryan, go ahead.
May tama nga magsasampa raw si Batangas 1st District Representative Leandro Leviste ng panibagong reklamo laban sa Department of Public Works and Highways or DPWH sa mga susunod na linggo kaugnay na umano'y maanomalyang flood control project. Sa kapihan ng Samahang Plaridel sa Maynila, sinabi ni Leviste na sa ngayon binubuo at inaayos pa niya ang mga ebidensyang magpapatibay sa kanyang panibagong reklamo. Hindi rin daw siya titigil hanggat hindi napapanagot ang mga opisyal at kontratistang sangkot sa umano'y katiwalian sa mga proyekto. Dismayado raw si Leviste dahil maraming umasa na nilinisin ng DPWH noong nakaraang taon pero bigong umano itong maipatupad. Anya nag-focus lang daw ang investigasyon sa Bulacan pero naniniwala siya na marami pang anomalya sa mga district office sa buong bansa. Iginiit niya na maraming flood control project ang umano'y substandard, mga dobleng pondo o kaya na may hindi tugma sa actual na implementasyon sa kabilang na raw sa Batangas kung saan giit niya na kung anong nakikitang anomalya sa Bulacan, naniniwala siya na ganun din ang kanyang nakikita sa buong Batangas. Dagdag pa ni Leviste, matagal na niyang napapansin na merong iniiwasan sa flood control investigation na ilang individual na dapat talagang iniimbestigahan tulad na lamang ng mga kontraktor. Batay rin sa impormasyon na nakuha niya sa dating Independent Commission for Infrastructure ICI, mga kumpanyang may kaugnayan umano kay CWS Party List Representative Edwin Garjola ang pinakamalaking kontraktor sa Batangas. Matatandaan naging sentro si Leviste ng mga naunang revelasyon kaugnay sa flood control project matapos niyang ilabas ang ilang dokumentong nag-uugnay sa ilang kontraktor at opisyal ng DPWH sa umano'y multi-billion peso scam. Iginiit naman ni Leviste na hindi politika ang kanyang hakbang kundi bahagi umano ito ng pagsusulong ng transparency at pananagutan sa paggamit ng pondo ng bayan lalo na sa mga proyektong direktang nakakaapekto sa kaligtasan ng publiko tuwing tag-ulan. Balik sa iyo, Mai.
Maraming salamat, Ryan Reloban, nag-uulat. The value of anomalous flood control projects in Davao City adds up to 4.4 billion pesos. This was according to ACT Teachers Party List Representative Antonio Tino. On BNC's memo, Tino said that from 2019 to 2022, more than 100 projects were listed under the General Appropriations Act. 80 of these projects, he said, carry red flags that should be investigated by the government because of the billions of pesos allocated to these contracts.
Merong mga proyekto nag-overlap. So, ibig sabihin, may hiwalay na pondo para sa parehong section ng river along the same bank. So, questionable para sa atin. Bakit parang nag-double funding ka doon, di ba? So, yun, overlapping. Meron parang short-changing ang tawag natin. Ibig sabihin, yung budget is for ganito kahaba, let's say 150 meters of revetment. Pero sa accomplishment report na fully paid ay 70 meters lang yung haba nung completed project. So may mga ganun tipo rin. Tapos merong marami ay mga walang detalye at all. Hindi alam hindi specified from the General Appropriations Act to the contract itself kung gaano kahaba dapat yung proyekto.
The International Criminal Court Pretrial Chamber 1 rejects former President Rodrigo Duterte's appeal on his confirmation of charges. The chamber says it has clearly set out the basis for the delineation of charges against the former president, who's facing charges of crimes against humanity related to his deadly war on drugs. In April, the chamber confirmed all the charges against Duterte and committed him to trial. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has declared Wednesday, May 27, a regular holiday in observance of Eid al-Adha. The National Commission on Muslim Filipinos earlier recommended that May 27 be declared a national holiday in observance of what is called Feast of Sacrifice. The observance of Eid al-Adha is marked by prayers and gatherings among Muslim communities across the country and around the world. Motorists may have to tighten their belts next week as gas and diesel prices are expected to go up again. Che Sulit is on the line for more. Che, tell us about the projected adjustments.
Yes, my motorists may have to fill up their tanks soon before Tuesday as we may face another round of oil price hike next week. An informant told Bilyonaryo News Channel that diesel and gasoline prices may increase by up to 1 peso and 50 centavos per liter. The figures are based on the 4-day mean of flat Singapore or MOPS movement and foreign exchange rates. MOPS serves as a benchmark for pricing petroleum products in Asia-Pacific countries. As an import-dependent country, the Philippines buys most of its fuel products using foreign currency. The peso previously hit an all-time low on Tuesday at 61.75 against the US dollar. Meanwhile, oil prices fell in world markets as investors became optimistic about possible progress in peace talks over the Middle East conflict. Experts caution that the Philippines remains in a critical position if geopolitical tensions continue. The business sector has also expressed concerns that rising freight and insurance costs linked to global fuel movements have pushed up the cost of imported goods. Mai?
Thank you, Che Sulit reporting. Up next, Uganda suspends travel to the Congo amid the Ebola outbreak. World news, plus sports and the weather when Midday Report returns. Uganda has suspended all public transport with the Democratic Republic of Congo for 4 weeks to help curb the spread of Ebola. The Health Ministry also restricted large gatherings, though deliveries of food and goods will continue uninterrupted. Authorities say dozens of contacts are under quarantine as officials race to contain the outbreak.
We have about 65 contacts who are being quarantined in isolation centers, and 9 of them had developed symptoms, but they have all tested negative for Ebola. And we have established the quarantine centers, 3 of them, one in Marago guest house, and some other 2 other places within Kampala, where all the contacts are being traced and then quarantined. So far, the situation is under control.
Eastern Congo has so far reported 139 deaths from Ebola, raising fears of a wider regional spread. There are growing calls to investigate alleged crimes against humanity committed by Cuba's communist government. This follows a U.S. court indictment of former Cuban President Raul Castro over the 1996 downing of civilian planes. The Assembly of the Cuban Resistance welcomed the move, calling it a historic moment for Cuba.
The indictment of Raul Castro, who is now a fugitive from U.S. justice, thank God. We all know about the historic sanctions leveled against the Castro regime on Monday. And we all know how the Cuban people are on the streets of Havana and of different cities protesting and demanding change. So these are historic moments for Cuba.
In a video shown during the Cuban exile leaders gathering, Chilean lawmaker Sara Duterte says the proposed tribunal was driven by documented allegations of political persecution, torture, and other human rights abuses in Cuba. In Texas, the Attorney General's office files a lawsuit against WhatsApp and parent company Meta platforms for alleged privacy violations. The lawsuit claims Meta and WhatsApp falsely promoted the app's encryption protections while allegedly retaining access to users' private communications. Texas officials are seeking financial penalties and a court order barring them from accessing WhatsApp messages without consent. Meta rejected the allegations, calling them false and inaccurate. Filipino tennis star Alex Eala is slated to face American rising star Iva Jovic in a high-profile first-round clash at the French Open in Roland Garros. It will be the pair's first meeting on the WTA Pro Tour, with Jovic entering the tournament as the world number 17 and 17th seed. The American has put together a solid 2026 run with a 21-10 record. Off the court, Eala and Jovic maintain a friendly relationship, having previously partnered in doubles at Indian Wells. Here at home, as Gilas Pilipinas boys continue to build up for the 2026 FIBA Under-18 Asia Cup Siaba qualifiers, the young national team faced another tough test against the University of the Philippines in the PhilOil Eco Oil Preseason Cup. Mark Patriarca reports on how the experience is helping shape the final Gilas youth roster.
Gilas Pilipinas boys continued their build-up for international competition despite suffering a 92-74 loss to the University of the Philippines in the PhilOil Eco Oil Preseason Cup Thursday in San Juan. Youth head coach Jonas Soler said that the tournament serves as a crucial test for players fighting for the spots in the final roster for the 2026 FIBA Under-18 Asia Cup Siaba qualifiers. Soler added that the team continues to evaluate players based on chemistry, effort, and teamwork while welcoming the challenge of facing older UAAP teams to better prepare for the international play.
Very big for the team and for the players. Just the experience of playing against guys from UP who have experienced UAP championship, and then now they even have an FSA who was a D1. So like what I told them after the game, what's important really is the learnings on a per game basis. And then if we break it down really on a per quarter basis, like even today, other teams or other players might have let go after the first 3 quarters, but the players came out fighting in the fourth, and I think we even won the fourth quarter 24 or 25-17.
The Fighting Maroons improved to 3-0 behind a balanced attack led by Jacob Baila and VJ Pre. For Gilas, Kyle Sardon topped the scoring with 20 points, while Ethan Aguas and Bruce Tubongbanwa also provided solid contributions. Remark Patriarca, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
A guest division title and a commitment to help grow the game. Filipino entrepreneur Ian Tantoko Umali not only won the inaugural NCAA Golf Tournament's guest division, but also expressed support for grassroots golf development in the Philippines. Here's the report from Zeus Valdez.
Ian Tantoko Umali captured the Guest Division Championship in the inaugural NCAA Golf Tournament after shooting an 80 for 28 points at Wakwak Golf and Country Club. Umali secured the title via tiebreak over Mark Ronquillo, who also finished with 28 points, while Paulo Sunga placed third. Despite the victory, Umali admitted he did not expect to win.
Actually, medyo nagulat ako because, I actually felt like I didn't play so well.
For Umali, the bigger purpose of the tournament was the opportunity to help develop younger golfers.
For me kasi, this is really about just the younger generation. We're really trying to help them, grow them. Because for golf for the NCAA is very, very new.
Umali is also active in the recreation and fitness industry through Quantum Golf, which currently operates facilities in Pasig and Alabang. He revealed that he plans to open those facilities to student athletes looking for additional training opportunities.
I was telling the San Beda team and probably other teams in the future that they can use my facility for free in order to be able to train.
Umali also pointed to accessibility as one of the biggest challenges for young golfers in the country. He credited the Philippine Sports Commission for their initiatives allowing playing 18 years old and below to use public courses for free.
So hopefully we can produce great talent and more individuals to be interested in the sport.
Toward the end of the interview, Umali also expressed support for his rumored girlfriend, Eliza Valdez, and the Creamline Cool Smashers.
I'm so excited to just be part of the journey and watch and support all the teams and especially Eliza.
Zeus Valdez, Abante.
A check on the weather. Get ready for rains in the southern Philippines with a low pressure area we're monitoring to the east. This was last spotted east of southern or southeastern Mindanao. Pag-asa says its trough or extension may bring moderate to at times heavy rains over here in Mindanao. Looking closely at the rainfall forecast, areas to watch are the Zamboanga Peninsula, Barm, Soxargen, and the Davao region. There's a risk of flash floods and landslides in these areas. Rains could get especially heavy in the evening. Now, for the rest of the country, the prevailing system is still the easterlies. For Luzon, we're seeing light rains and localized thunderstorms over the Cordillera region and Ilocos down to Zambales, Tarlac, and Pampanga, mostly in the afternoon and evening, while the rest of the region stays clear. Fair conditions in the Visayas except for brief heavy rains over Negros and Bohol tonight. The rest of the central Philippines should have good weather this weekend, as you can see here. Still hot and humid conditions today. A high heat index again for most of Luzon, reaching 45 degrees Celsius in Tagupan, Cagayan, Baler, Aurora, Bulacan, Tuguegarao, Cavite, and Alabat in Quezon, while Pasay and Metro Manila will see a high of 44 degrees Celsius. Checking conditions in key tourist destinations, fair conditions in Boracay. Maybe just some isolated rains over there, but cooler temperatures ranging from 27 to 30 degrees Celsius this weekend. While in Palawan, you might get 33 degrees Celsius as the hottest temperature there. Cloudy with some isolated rains in Bohol and Siargao. Highs of 30 degrees this weekend for Bohol, while highs of 29 to 30 for Siargao. That's how skies are shaping up. Stay hydrated and stay safe. Of the Eiffel Tower's original staircase has been sold at auction. That and more in entertainment news when Midday Report returns. You're back on Midday Report. Pokemon fans finally get a real-world catch as the Pokemon Fossil Museum makes its North American debut at Chicago's Field Museum. The interactive exhibit fuses pop culture with paleontology, letting visitors compare iconic creatures with real-life ancient fossils. First launched in Japan in 2021, the traveling showcase now brings its evolution-inspired experience to the U.S. for the first time.
Feels like a dream come true. You know, I watched the Pokemon TV show when I was a kid. I played the games, collected the cards, and to have myself as a Pokemon character is a weird thing. I don't know if I would be able to tell my younger self that that would be a thing or an option in the future.
Organizers say it took 2 years to bring the exhibition to Chicago. A slice of Paris history just climbed to a new price record as a spiral section of the Eiffel Tower's original staircase sold for more than 450,000 euros at auction. The 14-step piece, dating back to 1889, stands 9 feet tall and weighs over a ton. Auction officials say the winning bidder secured not just metal, but a symbol of Parisian imagination and heritage. The piece sold for 3 times its estimated value, reflecting growing collector demand. In Barcelona, the iconic Sagrada Familia is preparing for a landmark moment as Pope Leo is set to bless the newly completed Tower of Jesus Christ during his upcoming visit. The ceremony is scheduled for June 10. The towering spire now reaches 172.5 meters, officially making it the tallest point in Barcelona and the centerpiece of the long-running Basilica project. Church officials say the Mass with the Pontiff will mark the highlight of the centenary commemorations. And that's the Midday Report. I'm Mai Rodriguez. See you again on Monday, 1 p.m. Stay informed and stay safe. Happy weekend.